everybody, how you doing today? Welcome to a very overcast, gloomy day. We've had a lot of rain here in Los Angeles the past few days. Much needed, of course. Welcome to Leimert Park, not too far from Crenshaw, Baldwin Hills, right over there. And I've done lots of videos around this area, but I've never covered this story before. And it's been on my list since I started YouTube 8 years ago. It was overwhelming though. There's so many parts to it. There's a lot to the story. And I was always like, how am I going to do it? Which locations will I go to? So I kind of figured out in the past few days what I want to do regarding Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia. And it's a very, very famous case. If you haven't heard about it, you're about to. I'm going to tell you all about it. Another thing, I probably put a warning at the beginning of the video because there's crime scene photos that I may or may not be able to include. YouTube is very strict about things nowadays. And believe it or not, for someone who covers a lot of death and true crime on the channel, I don't like to see crime scene photos. I love horror movies, make believe, but when it comes to crime scene photos, and same with 911 calls, I've said that before, I don't like to. It's just something that never sits well with me, having to see them, and I find them very sad and disturbing. For this, but I have included them before when it, it's a part of the story. This one, I can tell you the crime scene photos are horrific. And I may or may not be able to include them. We'll find out as we go along. This is going to take place here and also up in the Bay Area that I'm going to film the rest of this video after. Now I'm here with my friend Dave from As Seen by Dave. And you know a lot about this case. We both have read a lot about this case over the past few weeks. And I mean, there's movies, documentaries, there's Reddit threads, there's everything.
Books, there's conspiracies, there's all kinds of stuff.
It's never ending when it comes to the Black Dahlia. Now, I'm going to turn the camera around. And I'm going to do my best not to interrupt you. But that's something I do. Because we're both telling, whenever I'm with somebody, we're both telling stories. We're always like,
ping pong off each other.
And it's the way we talk sometimes. But let's talk about what happened to Elizabeth Short and what we're going to walk to. So it's January 15th, 1947, and we're going to walk up the street here to where the body of a young woman was discovered. How old was she?
She was 22 years old, Elizabeth Short. She's from Boston, Massachusetts area, Hyde Park, I believe. And at the age of 15, she developed some chronic lung issues. She had asthma, she had bronchitis. She ended up getting lung surgery. Her doctor told her mother, she needs some warmer climates. So her mom sent her down with some family to Miami. And long story short, her dad had left after the Great Depression. He had kind of faked his own death.
Really? Oh,
He
wow.
ended up in California. The dad wrote to the mom, apologized, said, hey, I'm still alive. They thought he had all passed away, or they thought he had passed away. Well, so Elizabeth went from Miami and she moved to California with her dad up in Vallejo, which is up in the Bay Area.
And she spent some time in your town, right?
She did. So she had a falling out with her dad. She was 17 or 18, falling out. She ended up going down to Lompoc, which is where I live. So Lompoc, California, there is I think it was Camp Cook at the time. Now it's Vandenberg Air Force. Now it's Space Force Base. She applied for a job there at the commissary. I can't find out if she actually got the job or not, but her fingerprints were on file there. She was with a guy in the Air Force. Ended up going down to Santa Barbara. She got arrested for underage drinking at the age of 18, so her fingerprints were on file again when she was arrested. There's a famous photo of her from her arrest in Santa Barbara. And that's how they found her, was because of those two fingerprints. That's when the FBI became involved.
Right, so she moved, she eventually made her way to Los Angeles.
She eventually made her way to Los Angeles. They say that she wanted to become a film star.
Wow. That's not ominous at all.
Yeah. They say she wanted to become a film star, being the pictures. There's no credits to her name. She was a waitress. She ended up with a bunch of men in the military. It said that she was proposed to by somebody that was in World War II. He ended up actually getting in 2 plane crashes. First plane crash, he survived in India. Second plane crash, he ended up perishing in overseas.
Wow.
However, she ended up in LA. And
January 9th was the last day she was
January 9th
seen.
at the Biltmore, she was dropped off by a guy named Ray, I believe. She was meeting her sister there, apparently, at the Biltmore. Employees of the Biltmore said that they had seen her make a phone call there in the lobby, and that was the last time that she was seen, January 9th, 6 days before her body was discovered here.
Right. So, yeah, her body was discovered up here, I'm not sure what, we're going to find out, about 10 houses up. It was an empty lot. There were some houses on the street,
right,
further up, but this side of the road, it was empty lot. But her body was discovered, and, well, let's talk about that, because that's,
yeah, I mean, that's
what makes this
really
case,
the whole story, right?
Right, it's how her body was found.
She was found in a position with her hands above her head, her legs spread out. She was cut in half. Her torso was cut in half. Her legs were about a foot away from her. Her intestines were sitting underneath her rear end. There was no blood at the scene, so they knew she was killed somewhere else. They said that they had, more than likely, the killer had washed her body. There was blows to her head they found when they did the autopsy. And then her cheeks were cut from her mouth to her ear.
The Glasgow smile.
Glasgow smile.
She was bad. Her face was badly. She was mutilated.
Yeah, they said she died from the mutilation. Her anus was stretched, so they think she might have been
essayed.
Yes, essayed. And she had various cuts and things around her arms.
That's what I wanted to say. We're gonna walk up here. Over 500 people confessed, right? Over the past how many years?
Some of those confessions, they were born after the murder.
Right, 78 years ago, roughly it was, right? Yeah. And we'll go up here, and then I'm gonna drive up to the Bay Area in a few days and go to her grave and just kind of sum up the case, talk a little bit more about it. But anything you want to add, Dave? The police, LAPD came, but then
that's what I wanted to say is LAPD mishandled the case. They didn't really tape off the crime scene. I think the first person on, besides who discovered the body,
there's a woman with a baby stroller. Right?
Yeah, I believe so. But the first person on scene from that was a reporter, and sounds like she trampled. I mean, unbeknownst to her, she trampled the crime scene. And at the time, LAPD was there was corruption in there, and they didn't exactly know what they were doing. But yeah, it sounds like they kind of really mishandled this, and I think that's why it's unsolved.
Right.
All these decades later.
Well, the FBI got involved, and you said it was 56 minutes?
Yeah, 56 minutes later, so the LAPD called, and they sent in, I forget what they called it, but it was, the old style fax, like a sound graph or something like that. And within 56 minutes, they knew it was Elizabeth Short because of those 2 sets of fingerprints she had when she applied at a job in Camp Cook and when she was arrested in Santa Barbara. Right,
and she was called Black Dahlia because she liked to wear black sheer clothing. Right,
and it was based off of the movie The Blue Dahlia.
Blue Dahlia, which was out at the time.
Right.
So, and the media it was a media frenzy.
Yeah.
About this story, and it was a huge story at the time, and it's still a huge story. But right up here is the famous. It's even. I think this. We're going to find the exact spot. We're going to show you the exact spot where her body was found, because it's marked on Google Maps. Even it says Black Dahlia. That's how big of a story it is. But I think that's a little off. But it's actually, we're going to show you, there's a fire hydrant. It's 54 feet north of the fire hydrant, but northeast corner. Well, we're going to show you. We're going to walk up here. And as we're walking, Dave, I mean, there's the doctor, right?
Right,
He's
George Hodel.
He's the main, he was a big suspect. Didn't his son say his dad did it?
Yeah, his son is a retired LAPD police detective.
Right.
He came out and said, I believe after his dad passed away, that he believes his dad is the one that committed this crime.
Right.
And there's even audio recording from his phone admitting to killing his secretary and saying, well, what if, something along the lines of, well, even if I did kill the Black Dahlia, how would they ever prove it?
Right. So there were a ton of medical students were suspects, and they assumed it was somebody with a medical background because of the dissection of the body and because of
such a clean cut.
Right.
Apparently that the way that it was cut was taught in the 1930s in the medical field.
Didn't they assume that she, I mean, it's not known for sure, but killed the night before, January 14th. But I mean, she was missing for 6 days.
Right.
God only knows. She could have been
SA'd all those times.
Yeah,
and
tortured and held captive for that long. She just disappeared from the Biltmore, right? Okay. So right where we're walking, right on the left-hand side, some nice houses in here, but they were not here back then. But some photos you can match up. No, well, not really match up, I should say. But there are, you can see buildings in the background on the left, far up, and on the right. But on this side, there's nothing. But there's the fire hydrant that a lot of people use as a guide. And a lot of people, I believe, think that it was that's where she was found. But that's not the case. I'm going to show you now. And if you look off into the distance, which is irony, it's in some way, I guess, a Hollywood sign. You know what I mean? Like in view of the Hollywood sign. She had dreams and aspirations to be a star, and when you really can see the Hollywood sign from everywhere. So we're looking at the fire hydrant right here. So her body was discovered right here. This is the spot right here. Wow, eh? There's quite a lot of people at the crime scene, right? I mean,
yeah,
just doing their thing.
I mean, there's pictures of everybody.
Yeah.
Just kind of standing around the body, right?
Yeah. Look for this sign of no parking for the street cleaning sign. Look for the fire hydrant. It's right in front of this house right here. Wow. So there's the spot. Isn't that wild? That is unbelievable. As we make our way past the Hounds of Hell here, Dave, Harkeen, there is so much to this story. And I was talking to you about, I said, I do want to go where her body was discovered, and I want to see her grave to pay my respects. But I don't want to get into the weeds of the story because there's so many suspects and so many theories, and we'll leave that to, yeah, oh yeah, and we'll leave that to everybody below if you know a lot about the story or have opinions.
I'm not trying to mess with the video or nothing. But
No, you can, no, go ahead.
what is it pertaining to?
Just got interrupted by a gentleman riding by his bike who recognized, he said he's watching my channel, right?
Yeah.
So cool. And he said he recognized you probably because he watched your channel too. You've done some great videos. And Jay, nice, friendly dude. He knew about the case. He was like, oh yeah. First he was asking what we were filming, and then as soon as we didn't even get the words Black Dahlia, he said, oh, Black Dahlia, yeah. And he's like talking about where it happened. But what were we saying? We were saying, oh, I'm going to leave it up to the viewers or people who watch this, discover this video. In the comments, you can say your theories and whatnot. It could be a 4-hour video. I mean, there are probably that long videos on YouTube about it. I just wanted to come to the location where it happened. And yeah, so I'm going to go up to the Bay Area now. Well, we're going out tonight with some friends to do another video. But in a couple of days, I'm driving up there. So say goodbye to Dave, but check out his channel. It's Seen by Dave. And boom, thanks, Dave, for all that info. You're amazing.
Thanks for including me, Scott.
No problem. And I'll see you north. It's about a 7.5 hour drive, but right here. Okay. So I'm here at Mountain View Cemetery. Made it to Oakland, California. So I left you down in Leimert Park, right? That's where we were. It's been about a week since I filmed that footage, but I'm here now and visiting the grave of Elizabeth Short. From what I've heard, it was a small funeral, only her mother, her sister, and a few police officers, pretty much. Perhaps her brother-in-law, I think. But yeah, she should be right up here. You see the gentleman up there working. So her sister and her brother-in-law lived here in Oakland. So that's the theory, is that's why she's probably buried here, to be close to her sister. Probably her sister said, let's have her here, instead of Massachusetts, where she's from. Okay, let's walk over now. So it's a pretty steep hill, but I believe she should be right along here somewhere. And here she is. Wow. Sun's playing tricks on me here. His daughter, Elizabeth Short, July 29th, 1924 to January 15th, 1947. It's got a nice ES there in the corner. There's a few things out here. Let's get a little closer because the sun is really giving me shadows. Cigarette shell, coins, some flowers. Many, many, many times, I'm gonna put a rock right there for her. I've had people say, oh, I left, if they've seen my video, in the comments, they write, oh, I left that there. So maybe whoever left this gets to see this video. And some flowers, dried flowers. Yeah. Long time I wanted to come out here. But, okay, so write in the comments who you think is behind this. Who you think murdered this poor girl. Who you think did these horrible things to her. And like I said, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole if you read the story of her after we see this video, maybe. And if you hadn't already heard of the Black Dahlia, which I think you probably have, but you can go right down a rabbit hole and find out. There's, I mean, so many suspects. Who did it? Really, really horrific. May she rest in peace. So if you're looking for Elizabeth, there is a pin on her grave, and there's an outdoor mausoleum right here, right at the back of the cemetery. Not too difficult to find at all. Just have to walk up the hill a bit. And there are stairs. So you can walk up the stairs, walk along. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Rest in peace to Elizabeth Short. And like I said, I just said it a few times. If you want to, write in the comments who you think did this, your theories, what you've read, please do. And really glad I finally got to do this. There are more locations. If this video does well, maybe I'll go and do a few more Black Dahlia locations. But I really wanted, I had been to the murder site before, I think where her body was found, not the murder site. I think I said that when I was in LA, but never made it to her grave. Finally made it, and finally did a video on the Black Dahlia, which has been on my list for years. And I don't think they're ever going to find out who did this, but I hope they do. The person's long gone, but I hope they're rotting. Thank you. Love you all. Peace.